Yeah, thanks, Marco, for this amazing event. The talks at NOAH here have always been a milestone for us. Most of our shareholders we've met here for the first time, people like Fabrice Grinder, Jose Marin, and also Inside Venture Partners, who is a very important and valued shareholder with us. Harley, if you're here somewhere, thank you for being one of our shareholders and supporting us. Yeah, and thanks, Marco. So I'm Tim Stracke. I'm one of the managing directors of Chrono24. I truly like watches, but my real passion is online marketplaces. This is what I wanted to talk a little bit about. So Chrono24 is a purely digital marketplace. So we are a marketplace and don't touch the watches. And we strongly believe that this is in today's world, the right model. Why do we love this category, watches, so much? First of all, watches are quite small and very easy to ship. Watches is a very global market. There are very few industries with such a global footprint or global, very similar brand preferences. So either you're going to China or Japan, Buenos Aires, New York, people always like the same brands. So it is a truly global market, and watches are traded new and pre-owned. And I think this really makes it an interesting category. I'm not going to bore you with a lot of statistics about Chrono24, so I put all the data on one slide. We have about 10 million visits on our platform per month. We have a total transaction volume this year of around 1 billion euro. It's still growing at 35% year over year. We have about 160 employees. We have offices here in Europe, but also in Asia and in the US. The average price is also like what Philips just said, $7,000. And we have more than 300,000 watches listed on our platform from all around the world. And we are also a very global company, so we have 2.6 million apps installed on our platform. So how do we make money? Dealers who are listed on our platform pay a listing fee and a small transaction fee, and also private sellers pay a small transaction fee if they want to list watches on the platform. It's around 2,300 dealers who are listed on Chrono24, and also that number is growing quite nicely, and around 10,000 private sellers at any given time. Yeah, and we also make some revenue through media. We're profitable, still growing on the revenue base quite nicely with a strong double-digit growth rate. So when you look at the past, and on the left you see the transaction volume, how it grew over the last 10 years, and on the right side, the visits per year on our platform. And when you see that, in the first 5 or 6 years that we are running Chrono24, we didn't really invest in marketing. And Marco asked us today to talk about why a great product is the best marketing. This is exactly what we followed all these years. So the first 5 or 6 years, we didn't really look at fast growth. We focused a lot on building a very strong infrastructure in terms of technology. So we put a lot of energy in building a great technological platform. We also hired really great guys and tried to build a very strong corporate culture. And also tried to find buyers and sellers on the platform who are really fans with us. And having that infrastructure in terms of technology, in terms of employees, and in terms of customer, and building that for 5 years gave us a very solid basement for future growth. And in 2015, we decided to accelerate our growth. And at that time, we also decided to take external capital. So far, more than 30 million euro has been invested in Chrono24. Yeah, wait a second. Yeah, so what is important for running a marketplace? We think it's basically about 3 things. Having global transparency, having global trust, and managing transactions. So here you see the number of watches that we have from all continents or from all regions. In total, the watches are coming from 90 different countries. And when you look on the buy side, we have buyers from basically every single country. Germany, who is our strongest country, which is probably our own legacy, only accounts for 10% of our overall demand. So Chrono24 is a very global business. 70% of our transactions are cross-border. And so delivering this global transparency is a very important aspect of our success. And we deliver this transparency using data. So we're trying to collect data on the buy side and on the sell side to have as much information as possible. And the second important aspect of a marketplace is building trust. So all the dealers that sell through Chrono24 are handpicked. We do a very careful due diligence on every dealer, and we only take a dealer on the platform if we have full trust that they only sell authentic and high qualified items. Nevertheless, we offer the user to wire the money if they make an acquisition through Chrono24, so that we can act as an escrow agent, and in case a user is not happy with the watch, we immediately refund the money. So using Chrono24, you have the efficiency, the price efficiency of having access to a global sell side, but without having the costs that go through when you put in a third party in the middle. So we think that this is the long-term always the winning model. Like in most categories, the marketplace models are the winning models, and we have a very strong conviction that this is the case here in this model as well. And second, besides trust and transparency, third, we want to generate transactions, and ultimately this is the goal of a marketplace, to generate revenue. And we bring dealers, private sellers, and manufacturers on the platform to generate transactions. And we try to gather data from all sides and using that data to make transactions happening. So for example, we recently introduced a feature where users can upload their current watch collection. So we already know from quite some users what collections they have, what watches they have, and then can bring them back into the market. I have to admit, it's not always that easy to convince users to upload watches, but we're working on it to increase these numbers. I think a very important aspect of a marketplace, and this is what also Philip talked about in his presentation, how to bring the dealers to the platform, the manufacturers to the platform. And this is not that easy, especially the big brands currently, and this is what we are seeing with Chrono24, are fighting really hard to not let anybody offer discounted watches on online platforms. Here in the UK, Rolex, for example, has a very strict local MD who follows the one strike and you're out policy. So everybody who lists a watch at a discounted price on an internet platform loses the concession to get supply from Rolex. So it is quite a challenge, as Philip said, to find partnerships with these brands. We have started to work with them, and especially using our data and the access to our global demand, to our more than 1 million registered users, to build partnerships with the brands. And we also believe that this is the long-term future of that industry. And I also agree that this is not about disruption. It's more about finding the right partnership approach. But this is a challenge to be seen from all the players in the industry. Thank you so much. And if somebody is interested in a watch, just let me know. We might be able to help.